Yep, to a time when everyone bowed, yep. To a time when those were the real crown. Real tough boys jumping so high we leave the ground real hazy. Throwing the word about like with Thomas Brady. Working so hard you can't call us lazy or scavy or crazy daisies. Reading the word on the daily. Revelation it is mostly mainly jumping and jumping. Cause the Lord made me, I'm jumping and jumping. I'm dancing like David.
Ricky's gonna make it. Holy Ghost make it. Holy Ghost make it. Blood Jesus make it. Now the pick is gonna.
PK is gonna make you jump up in your head like you hear the bomb. Saying they were wrong, I don't know Trump. Hold up. Let's change the tempo, killing this beat, you'd say I'm not proud, got so many hits, it's a combo. Speaking nonsense, peeps saying I'm loco, the God on my side, I couldn't have lost those slaying demons, never right, I'm Kirito, killing every box I see, I'm serial, such a random string of events, it's still restoring Skyrim like I'm a Imperial, rip Mac, that evil legend is paid for, God's very serious, and that's literal, none can overpower God, and that's biblical, we'll keep jumping away past that.
Jesus Christ make it. Ricky's gonna make it. Holy Ghost make it. Holy Ghost make it. Blood Jesus make it. Now the pick is gonna.
Y'all think they're ready. Holy Ghost, Holy Bible, jump. Jesus Christ, make me jump. Make your way swacking, jump. They be jumping and jumping for the ladies. I be jumping and jumping like David. Oh no. I don't care if they say that I'm dumb. Let's jump like the top. Praise the Lord like we in the club. Breaking and dancing Millie Rock. Jumping every day, touch the sky. Every day, no more drama. Shining every day, thank you Father. If you love God, you are my brother. If you love God, you are my family.
Ricky's gonna make it. Holy Ghost make it. Holy Ghost make it. Blood Jesus make it. Now the pick is gonna.
Shows that mostly small African and Caribbean businesses are made up of things like restaurants and hairdressing, fashion designers. We don't explore the deeper end. Even the Bible says launch into the deep. There are lots of other places where you can launch into and which you can be able to do it. But how do you launch into the deep? How do you know?
Holy Ghost make it. Blood Jesus make it. Now the pick is gonna.
Something, no matter what.
I'm walking.
There are times when people say,
They're talking. We merely rocking, head bopping, no time for stopping. Yeah, I'm going old school now, yep. I'm going way back to Bethlehem town, yep. To a time when everyone bowed, yep. To a time when those were the real crown. Real tough boys jumping so high we leave the ground real hazy. Throwing the word about like with Thomas Brady. Working so hard you can't call us lazy or scavy or crazy daisies. Reading the word on the daily. Revelation it is mostly mainly jumping and jumping. Cause the Lord made me, I'm jumping and jumping. I'm dancing like David.
Ricky's gonna make it. Holy Ghost make it. Holy Ghost make it. Blood Jesus make it. Now the pick is gonna.
PK is gonna make you jump up in your head like you hear the bomb. Saying they were wrong, I don't know Trump. Hold up, let's change the tempo, killing this beat, you'd say I'm not proud, got so many hits, it's a combo. Speaking nonsense, peeps saying I'm loco, the God on my side, I couldn't have lost those slaying demons, never right, I'm Kirito, killing every box I see, I'm serial, such a random string of events, it's still restoring Skyrim like I'm a Imperial, rip Mac, that evil legend is paid for, God's very serious, and that's literal, none can overpower God, and that's biblical, we'll keep jumping away past that.
Jesus Christ make it. gonna make it jump. Holy Ghost make it jump. Holy Ghost make it jump. The G's make it jump. Now the pick is gonna jump.
Holy Ghost, Holy Bible, jump. Jesus Christ, make me jump. Make your way, swacking, jump. They be jumping and jumping for the ladies. I be jumping and jumping like David. Oh no. I don't care if they say that I'm down. Let's jump like the top. Praise the Lord like we in the club. Breaking and dancing, Millie Rock. Jumping every day, touch the sky. Happy every day, no more drama. Shining every day, thank you, Father. If you love good, you are my brother. If you love good, you are my
Jesus Christ make
family.
it jump. He's gonna make it jump. Holy Ghost make it jump. Holy Ghost make it jump. The G's make it jump. Now the pick is gonna jump.
So when you come to things like that, I'm going to pause for a minute. I'm not going to break, but I'm just going to share this program. Just share this program if you can. Share this program with your friends. I forgot to do that at the beginning. Okay, share this program. Today you might not hear me properly because I have a little bit of cold. So you might not hear me, but don't worry about that. No matter how I sound, just try to see, forget the sound and just try to see how you can get the information. That's what matters. That's what actually matters right now. So as long as I can get the information.
Holy Ghost make it the G's make it now the pick is gonna
I'm walking. They're talking.
What can we implement?
We merely rocking, head bopping, no time for stopping. Yeah, I'm going old school now, yep. I'm going way back to Bethlehem town, yep. To a time when everyone bowed, yep. To a time when those were the real crowd. Real tough boys jumping so high we leave the ground real hazy. Throwing the word about like with Thomas Brady. Working so hard you can't call us lazy or scabies or crazy daisies. Reading the word on the daily. Revelation it is mostly mainly jumping, cause the Lord made me. I'm jumping, I'm dancing like David.
He's gonna make it Holy Ghost make it Holy Ghost make it the G's make it now the pick is gonna
Speaker is gonna make you jump up in your head like you hear the bomb. Saying they were wrong like Donald Trump. Hold up, let's change the tempo. Killing this beat, you say I'm not proud. Got so many hits, it's a combo. Speaking nonsense, peep saying I'm loco. The God on my side, I couldn't a lotto. Slaying demons, never right, I'm Kirito. Killing every box I see, I'm serial. Such a rhyme string of events, it's stereo. Restoring skyward like I'm a imperial. Rip Mac, daddy rule, legend is pitiful. God's very serious, and that's literal. None can overpower God, and that's biblical. We'll keep jumping away past that.
Jesus Christ make it He's gonna make it Holy Ghost make it Holy Ghost make it the G's make it now the pick is gonna
Everything get ready. Holy Ghost, Holy Bible, jump. Jesus Christ, make me jump. Make your way, swacking, jump. They be jumping and jumping for the ladies. I be jumping and jumping like David. Oh no. I don't care if they say that I'm down. Let's jump like the top. Praise the Lord like we in the club. Breaking and dancing, Millie Rock. Jumping every day, touch the sky. Happy every day, no more drama. Shining every day, thank you, Father. If you love good, you are my brother. If you love good, you are my
Jesus Christ make it He's gonna make it Holy Ghost make it Holy Ghost make it the G's make it now the pick is gonna
What industry do you want to operate from? Where do you want to operate from? What do you need to do? Is there a car? when was the last time they invented something new in that industry? Because there are some industries which what they'll be making is the same thing from, let's say, from 1960 or 1970, or when was the last time they did a review on what exactly is happening? So you need to know that. You need to know when was the last time they did a review on that
Holy Ghost maker, the juice maker. Now the pick is gonna
Jump, I'm walking.
Should I stick to what I'm doing, or should I just
Really rocking, head bumping, no time for stopping. Yeah, I'm going old school now, yep. I'm going way back to Bethlehem town, yep. To a time when everyone bowed, yep. To a time when those were the real crowd. Real tough boys, jumping so high, we leave the ground real hazy. Throwing the word about like Thomas Brady. Working so hard, you can't call us lazy or scaly or crazy daisies. Reading the word on the daily. Revelation, it is mostly mainly jumping and jumping. Cause the Lord made me, I'm jumping and jumping, I'm dancing like David.
Picky's gonna make it. Holy Ghost make it.
Let's say things like BT and PlusNet. PlusNet is actually our internet company. BT is an internet company, but PlusNet doesn't have their own line. They don't have their own connection. They don't have their own fiber optics. They BT is sell to PlusNet. Even if you check your engineer, if you're with PlusNet, they'll tell you the BT engineer will be coming to see you. They don't have their own engineer, nothing. But they're actually into the business. And it's the same. They have their own, and the funny thing, they're actually cheaper than BT. So I was wondering how come they, BT is, they are a reseller for BT, but how comes, but it's actually rebrand as a new company, but it's the same. They get all the workers are from BT, the ones that the engineers are from BT. They don't have their own line. It's a BT line that they use. So when it comes to things like that, you really need to know what exactly. You really need to know what exactly are you going to do. Are you going to resell? Are you going to manufacture it? When they mean manufacture it, because people say, oh, I manufactured this, I invented it. Manufacturing it is like you going, giving the label, giving the details, giving the ingredient, giving the proportion, the size, the description, everything is being manufactured by you. That's exactly what you're going to do. Are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? Are you keen to buy an existing successful franchise? People get franchise. You know, these days people do. It's funny, before franchise was on food, things like McDonald's, KFC, I don't know if Burger King do franchise, and this other one, Subway. But now franchise have gone into even healthcare. Franchise, they have even franchise on actually on bookkeeping, accounting. Accountants are franchise. You see when they say tax assist, they don't own it. It's a franchise business. So they go into the business. It's all been set up for them, all been made up for them. So there are different. Welcome, Mr. Adebayo. Thank you very much for watching and joining Noble People. Thank you all our viewers that are watching online. They go into franchise and then they pay a particular amount of money before they can actually start. There's a startup cost. It's actually a huge startup cost though. So sometimes it's not the best idea and it's not the best thing to do. There is a startup cost when it comes to franchise. Or are you starting from scratch? Are you starting the business from scratch? As I was saying, if you're manufacturing, you're giving the description, the color, the size, basically. That means you're the one scratching it from the beginning. Maybe if it's like, let's say accounting, I'm just giving you, I like giving information that I know about. So let's say accounting, you go, you get your own desk, you get your own office, you get your own table, you get your own book, your own pen. If you do things like franchise, they have their own pen, their own let me call it resources, and the name is written. You cannot change it. But if it's your own business, you can change the name. But when it comes to franchise, you cannot change the name. You can only use their names. their ingredient. You see, like when it comes to things like KFC actually, they have their own ingredient. That's why there was a time when chicken was shut. The people cannot go and buy their own chicken, in as much as they operate the shop as the owner. So you need to know what exactly are you doing when you want to go into business. Where is the gap? What's the problem? How can I solve it? Do you want to go into consultancy, design, retail? These are all avenues that you can tap into. Wholesale, you can buy things in bulk and then you start selling it to retailers. There are a lot of things that you can do. If you search online, you can see, how can I be a wholesaler? You don't manufacture it, you get it from manufacturer and then you sell it. What you need to know, what are your strengths? What are you good at? What exactly are you good at? Because don't do something you're not good at. You know why I say don't do something, if something goes wrong, it's hard for you to get a consultant or someone that can come and help you. Unless if you know what to do. Let's say now, like we're in with television. If something go wrong with the camera or with the actual program, then definitely I can say, oh, Mr. Noble, can you fix it? Or oh, I can hear myself, or things like that. But if he doesn't know how to fix it, we're going to be like a holder without a program, isn't it? So you need to do something that you're good at. Just do anything that you're good at. Find out, what am I good at? Can I do this? Maybe it's talking to children, whether it's playing. Right now, they need lots of role models. They talk about things like gang, shooting, lots of things that are going on with the children. You can go into that. You can look, okay, there is a gap here. Every day we complain about children dying in the street, someone has been stabbed there, something. You can open a youth center. You can open a gaming club for youth. You can open things for parents. You know the funny thing, sometimes when you open things for parents, the children have to come. Especially if it's done in the evenings, because some people don't have childcare, so they have to bring their children. Or make it that it's a family-friendly thing. Let it be a family-friendly thing, and then you will be able to see how it goes. And find out what are your hobby. Is your hobby marketable? Because there are times when you have hobby, but it's not marketable. No one will pay you for your hobby. It depends. If your hobby is sleeping, no one will pay you to sleep. What are your hobby? What are your hobby? You need to know. Is your hobby, is it marketable? Hobbies, are they marketable? Can I sell what I like? Can I get money for what I like? Can I be paid for what I like? Because it's not good if you're actually going to do it and not get paid, then it's still the hobby. Basically, in as much as you might look at it as a business, but if you're not getting paid, it's still a hobby. So can I do what I like and still get paid? What do you know about? Because there are times when people know a lot about certain things. There are times when they know really, really a lot about certain things, but they don't do it. We were talking last week, I had a wonderful lady that was here, actually. A lovely lady. I've known her for about 3 years. I never knew what she was telling me that she had been doing for 20 years. That means she knows a lot about it. She has vast experience about it, but she's actually not practicing that. So can you use that idea you have, that experience you have? Maybe you've worked as a teacher. Can you use that experience to open a nursery school, to open a primary school? These days, you know the funny thing? Lots of people would say, oh, I used to be a teacher back home. But do you know the funny thing? They're actually looking for school academies. You can open your own academy as long as you have the right qualification. Sometimes you say, I don't have the staff. But if you have the right qualification, the right idea, you can go to government. They've got consultants that work with you. They can show you what to do. Get the idea and say, okay, I want to open this school. I want to do this. They've got consultants that will work with you. Lots of people that will work with you that will be able to say, okay, we can show you this, you can show you that. You'll be surprised when you go to places and say, I need help. The kind of people that are willing to help you. So you need to know. Do you need sometimes people say, oh, I want to do business, but I've been doing this. Do I need change? Do you need a complete change in life? But let's say I was in the army and I don't want to do things like security, because basically army is related to things like security, and I don't want to work in my field. I want to do completely new. I'm a perfect example. You would have think, okay, why didn't she start a business in security? Why didn't she open a security agency? Yeah, that would have been a perfect business for me to start. But then I went to study something completely different. This is actually accounting and finance. Yeah? So becoming an accountant, becoming a bookkeeper, actually, when it comes to things like that, you might think, okay, why didn't she do this? Because maybe I want a different experience. Maybe I want to do something different. So that's all what you need to look at. How am I going to do it? Do you know how to create things in similar business? Maybe let's say a piano, yeah? And there are other ways to make music. I saw one day, like, they said people from Africa, one country, I can't remember the country, they were beating band with cup, sticks. Actually, I've seen it in London as well. They beat with different things, implementable things that are not actually, you would think they can use it. Cups that you'll be banging, but it's producing the same sound. But you need to know, you need to make it in a way that it works the same as the original. So you need to know all these things. What exactly do you want? How do you get it? What do you need to consider lots of questions when it comes to life. What you need to do, how you're going to do it. You need to think about it. You need to think, where do I start? And after you started all this, there are lots of other things you need to do. Do I have an inspiration for this? How can I be inspired? How can I be inspired with doing this? Can I sweat it out? Perspiration, because mostly I've been looking at something which says inspiration plus perspiration equal to success, and I actually had to check it out, what exactly that meant. Yeah? You need to be inspired to do something. Yes, inspiration, you can get inspiration through different things. How do you get inspiration? What do you use to get inspiration? There's a difference between inspiration and motivation. What motivated you and what inspired you? What's your inspiration and what's your motivation? So you need to know when it comes to things like that. Let me see if there's any question. Let me check. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for watching Noble People Television. This is Business Surgery. Today we're doing it in a different way. Send in your questions. Hold on. Send in your question. If you have any question about this topic I am actually talking about, send in your question. Let me know what's your question, what exactly you are doing. Send in your question. Let me see. I'm waiting. If you have any question, send in your question so I can be able to answer your questions. If you have any question, I'm waiting for your question on this. You need to know what will inspire you. How do you do? What will motivate you? How do I get success? And you look at it and you say, oh, this person is doing certain things and I'm doing the same thing, but I'm not getting the same result. How do you get success in it, in what you're doing? You need to look at it how. If you need, sometimes you need to go and find a mentor. Sometimes you need to go and find a role model. A role model is not a mentor. You just look at what they're doing, like what they're doing, and you study what they're doing. But you need to let them know what exactly is going on. Because there's no reason for them to be your role model and they don't know why. So they might be thinking you're stalking them. So find out who can I talk to. There are times when there are some people I can call. They're not my mentor, but I actually can talk to them and ask them questions about certain business. Well, especially when it comes to like entertainment industry. There are people I can take a phone and call them. Because I look at them like a role model. There's a difference between a role model and a mentor. So when you're doing that, you need to know, how do I get it? How do you make a decision to what to stick to? Always stick to what you know. Because when it comes to business, I know it's fine for you to say, I can start something new. I can start something I don't know anything about. But when you come to things like accounting, it takes something like more than 6 years to study. You start from things like AAT, go to ACCA, go to do degree. Some go through different routes. Some go through NVQ route. Some go through degree. Some people can train by experience. But for you to do things up to final account, it's not 1 year job. It's not 2 years. You need to have done less and less of things for you to be, for them to actually even allow you to actually be able to submit the final account. You need to get certain experience. So you need to know what exactly is going on, and you need to know, how do I do it? What should I do? Should I stick to what I know? Yes. Always stick to what you know. Always be able to do things that it comes easily, naturally. You can do it without sweating. You can do it without getting disturbed. I was trying to think of the word. You can do it and you think, okay, what should I do? Is there opportunity knocking at the door? Sometimes there is the business, but you don't know what is it. But then someone will come up with an idea or with an opportunity. Maybe they don't know how to do it, but they know you have the expertise. They know you have the expertise. So they can come and tell you, oh, I have this business idea. Can you do 1, 2, 3? That's an opportunity knocking at the door. Or you can look, where should I draw the line? What opportunity? Can I seize the opportunity or can I miss that opportunity? It's not all opportunity that come to you that... It's not all... Let me see how long about... It's not all opportunity that have come to you that you can accept. There are opportunities that will come to you. You can let it go. You can let it go, because I know they tell you every opportunity. If you get opportunity and you don't know how to do it, then you will be able to say, okay, I don't know how to do it. Let me find out. Let me research. But there are opportunities. If we have to actually, how will I say? If we have to make you let go of your integrity, don't do it. No matter how good the opportunity is. Like when they say indecent proposal. Don't let it be an indecent proposal. Let it don't be an indecent proposal. As long as your integrity is not at stake. If your integrity is at stake, then you cannot do it. But if your integrity is not at stake, then go for it. If you don't know how to do it, learn. See, how can I learn? How can I get it done? What should I do? Should I seize the opportunity or should I miss that opportunity? You need to know what exactly do you need to do. Don't become an opportunist. Because opportunists are people who actually, they don't know what to do. They know this is not actually me, but they're going to do it. You need to look, do I have the right frame of mind to do that actual thing? How do I get it? How do I get things done when it comes to the ideas? Ideas traffic jam. We're talking about idea traffic jam. You need to know when it comes to ideas. Do you have the right ideas, or is the idea busting? Maybe you think, okay, I have this idea, I have that one. They're all flowing at the same time. How do you get it done? Do you sit down, you focus, plan, and say, how do I get it done? Where do I go from here? You write idea 1, 2, 3, and see. Write the things that you need. What should I focus on? Where should I go? Is there a goalpost? What should I be looking at? What should I be looking for when it comes to opportunity? Right? You need to find out, what should you do? Unfinished business. When it comes to business, that you will never get done with business. There are lots of things that will happen, because when it comes to business, it's an ongoing concern. Basically, when the meaning is an ongoing concern, you will not complete it. Even let's say if you get a whole manufacturing company, there's a day when you're going to get raw material. There's a day when you're going to have finished product. There's a day when you're going to have products that are not yet finished. So you need to know, is it an unfinished business? Is it an ongoing concern? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? How do I brainstorm this thing? How do I get it done? You need to know. Will I make a mistake? If you make a mistake, can I correct it? There are lots of things you need to know. Soak it up. It says there, soak it up. How do you do? Analyze yourself. Analyze your ideas. And from this one, you analyze analyze yourself, analyze your idea, look at yourself, look at what you can do, see your personal strength, see if you have the right resources, get yourself to know the idea that you got, write it down. As it says in the Bible, if you have a vision, write the vision down. Though it may tarry, but it will come to pass. Write it down. Just write the vision down. Write it down and you will be able to be looking at it. You can go back to it and say, okay, this is what I intend to do. And this, if you write it down, while you're writing, you might come up with something else and you can say, okay, I will include it, I will include that. That's why you get things like project proposal. When it comes to business, you have to propose, and with project proposal, you have to write it down. There is never a verbal project proposal. Even if the person is giving you the information verbally, write it down. Project proposal. Analyze it when it comes to business. Consider what personal strength do you have, what's your weakness. That is things like SWOT analysis. But there's another one here which we're going to deal with, which is S. Your ability, skills, quality, your strength. What are my abilities? How can I do? You know when you say I can work to the best of my ability. What are your abilities? What can you do? What are your skills? What are your quality? What are your strengths? What's your educational background? You don't need to, sometimes people think, oh, you have to be educated to do the thing. There are some business you don't need to be educated to do. But if you want to do things like accounting, you have to be. If you want to do things like catering, there are some catering things you don't need certain. No, but you know the funny thing, in UK actually when it comes to catering, you need to have a qualification. You need to contact the council because when it comes to like food selling, they have labeling that you need to tag. The council will give you a number and there's a process. It's a long process. You have to have planning permission from the council. There are a lot of things which you need to know how to read and write when it comes to things like that. But there are things you can do without that. So don't think, oh, do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? Well, I don't have that background. It doesn't matter. There are lots of things you can do. You can partner with someone. You can partner with someone that have the experience, that have the knowledge, that have the qualification. That's why you assess yourself first. That's why you analyze yourself. You know what can you do before you go and meet someone. Because when it comes to that, don't meet someone that you have the same strength. You need to find someone that they have a strength over your weakness. That's what you need to do. If you know I'll use the Bible one as, you know, when God was sending Moses, he said, Aaron, your brother, can speak. Because Aaron can talk, Moses cannot talk. If you look at what God is doing, that's the same thing. We'll go through the beginning. If God would have put Aaron and someone else that can talk, or Aaron and Joshua, nope, he did not. So he said, Aaron, your brother, can speak. So he gave him someone that is something that is his weakness. What exactly is your weakness? Don't get people, it's good because you know when we say there's something that we say in life and we say, oh, I like that person. You're doing business, it's not liking. Can the person fulfill the task? Yes. That's exactly how we have to go. Can they fulfill that task? Because God looked at it and said, if Aaron can talk, that my task is complete. Because they're going to be talking to people. So they need someone, Moses' stomach. So they're going to need someone who can talk clearly. When he will be like, Aaron will talk for him. So that's the kind of thing. Look at things. Look at you'll be surprised to say, oh, but I don't, I went to do, and when it comes to business this 21st century, mostly you have to do things like video, marketing, you have to do things like mostly internet market, online marketing, you have to talk. So if you know you don't talk, or you're shy, you know there are people who say, oh, I'm shy, I'm very camera shy, I don't want to be in front of camera, I don't like the light, I don't like and you got someone, I went to someone where I was actually looking for an office. I went to the person, and you know what? This man is very brilliant at what he's doing. He's been doing this retail, this estate agency for 34 years. But do you know what happened? He doesn't go out to meet the people. If you want to actually talk to him about the business, he can talk to you over the phone. But when he's to go and see the client, he sends a lady to go and do it. Because he doesn't just like it, or maybe he has, hello, Noble Police, welcome, thank you very much for watching. Good evening, how are you? We salute you, ma, how are you? So he cannot talk, so he used someone else who can do that for him. The lady, when you look at the lady, she looks like $1 million. And the man into estate agency. It's not like small. When we're talking about estate, we're talking about business. Business, not like just housing. It's not like when you're renting a house. It's like business customer he have. So he doesn't go. He said the woman, this woman, when you look at her, you'll be like, You forget about the contract. You just sign, yes, I want that shop. You forget to ask, does the shop have a toilet? Do I need to put my own tap into the shop? Yeah? But that's what he does, and that's his own strategy in doing it. And he works for him because he's been doing this business. He said he's been doing it for 34 years. And you look at his age, you check it online, because for me, when people tell me things, sometimes I go and check it. And he told me, check it. I actually went and I checked the thing, and I noticed exactly how that he's been doing it for 34 years. So that's good. And he said, yes, some people have a talent, but they are so shy to share. Yes, so it depends what you can do. It depends what you can do, who you are, how can you get things done. You need to know, what are my abilities, what are my skills, what are my strengths. Because there are some skills you have, or it's not your strength. But actually it's a dormant skill. But if they can improve on it, you can work on it, it will be able to help in the business. And when it comes to ability, this is called ACE. It's ability, creative ideas, and enjoying interest. You need to know, how do I enjoy interest? They say, I can talk to Kingdom. Let them come and employ me to talk for them. Yes, well, you know what, that's the thing, because you can talk, because you're a presenter, you're an MC, so we're coming to you even for you to talk. Don't worry, we will, because that's your job and that's your talent. You see, that's what God has built her to do. She can talk, so when she goes somewhere and talk, she'll actually entertain, make the place lively. So if you want to do your event, you want the MC, contact Kike Diamond, we call her Noble Police. Contact her and she will be able to talk to you, tell you what to do and how you can get about doing things. She's actually MC. I'm going to get her. You see, I'm doing an online. I'm actually doing an online invite to work together, but I want an online invite. We're going to get her for, if you want to see her, come to African Business Women event. She will be there live and direct. She will be our MC. You see, I'm giving her an online open invitation. She can't say no. And she can't say she have to go to college because it's weekend. So, if you need to check, what are my skills? Does the work you're doing, does it include computer? You know, sometimes people, let's say you want to start work and a business, you're 50. I'm just giving an age. And I'll come back to small people as well. Let's say you're 50. Maybe the time you start a business, there was no computer. That's why even the council, because they've changed everything to online these days. Even when you go to things like benefits, you go to job center, you go to everywhere you go now, it's not paper form, it's electronic things. So you need to find out, do I have computer? Well done, my interesting topic. Yes, thank you very much, Noble. And if you're watching, make sure you just share this program, share it with your friends and your family. Do you have, are you computer literate? Do you know how to work with computer? Because let's say some people would have been a secretary, yeah? And when they become a secretary, they are actually, so if they open an admin or a call center business, they will not be able to do it. Let's say if they become a secretary, that time they were doing shorthand, right? You will not be able to do the thing because you don't know how to use computer. You're not a computer literate. How will you be able to function well? Are you a good communicator, like we said earlier on about someone who can speak? Are you a good communicator? Do you have good telephone manner? How do you talk? When you talk, sometimes you speak to people sometimes and they were like, wow, she sounds different. Is that you? sometimes people will actually call you and they don't know that it's actually you they're talking to, because your telephone manner is different from when you will see me outside. Yeah, you have to be. We're all in Europe, so you have to be able to make it a little bit. We're not telling you be false. We're not telling you fake it. We're not telling you to get accent that you don't have. But mostly when you talk on the phone, you talk differently. One, especially if you just pick up a phone, if you're in an office, we're talking about business, and you don't know who is the caller. You don't just say hello Moses, even if it sounds like Moses. You say hello, you call your name, you address them, and give them things like that. Okay, do you need an interpreter for your ideas? Because sometimes you have an idea, but you don't even you yourself. Like sometimes you get an idea like through dreams and other things. There are lots of ways to get ideas. Is it something you like? Is it a vision you have? Is it being passed through to you by God? Is it being passed through to you by your ancestors? Whatever way you've got the information. Do I need an interpreter for my idea? You need to know. Qualification. Let's say things like child care, yoga, business studies. I didn't make up this. I'm just giving you what the exercise that they've got here. Hello, Falosh, Fola Shady Williams. Actually, hello, Chanrella. How are you? Welcome. Fola Shade. Hey, this Nigerian name that this woman don't collect. Fola Shade. Hey, this one is big. Oh, thank you very much. He said, and you see, this is one of my needs that you know when you get people that are well qualified. They say people need to apply the SWOT analysis when trying to set up a business. Let me see the rest of it. Did you not want to open? So you need to apply SWOT analysis. They say professionalism is one. Stay professional at all time when running a business. Yes, of course, because you don't know who you'll be talking to. Hey, you don't know who you'll be talking to. I cannot see the rest of what the rest of the comment because I'm looking for my own page and it's not allowing me to go back. I can only see a short side of it. So when it comes to things like that, you need to know what are you going to do. Stay professional because you don't know who you're talking to. Maybe that's the next maybe that's your next business partner. Maybe that's the next person that is bringing a project to you. You don't know who they are. So when it comes to things like that, you see when you get this MBA student, MBA graduates that when they come in, they'll tell you exactly. So that's exactly how we be. Do you have an experience? Because when it comes to things like childcare, recruitment, secretarial, traveling rep, yoga, all these kind of things, you need to have the experience. Because there is no, I know there is an advert, I don't know if they still do that advert, that Specsavers does, yeah? When the woman goes, instead of checking the room, you just go put on the music and start dancing. And these are like old people. Instead of them doing what exactly they were supposed to do, she was actually doing a yoga class, which is supposed to be done with a youth or no middle age. But actually, on the advert, she went in the room where it's like old people, elderly people, and she started playing the music and started dancing. It's an advert, but it's there. You see that. Do you have the experience? Because when you do things like that, you organizing an event. You have to check the room. Is it the right room? Is it the right place? You have to have an experience of doing it. Be creative. After you've got your ability, it's C because it's ABE, not ABC. I'm talking about it's ability, creative ideas, enjoyment, and things like interest. Creative ideas, create things. You know, normally we look at things and most of us, like parents here, most of us when it comes to parents, I would love to have been able to read that that statement because it's actually great and I know the person that is actually doing it. It says like weakness, opportunity, and threat as if I'm right, my Mrs. Follett. Yes, it is. That's exactly what is SWOT analysis. But this one we're doing today, this is not SWOT. This one we're doing, it's been called S, the abilities, creative ideas, and experience. Because you might, when it comes to the business itself, it's not the SWOT analysis is for the business or the idea. But you yourself, personally, it's a personal assessment on yourself as the entrepreneur, as the person going to do the business or run the business, because there's a difference between a manager and a leader. The leader, the CEO, the founder, basically that's the one we're talking about. The founder, you need to know how creative am I. As when we come to something like fashion design, can I put in the bid and make it different from the way they do it and things like that? How creative are you? You know, right now, as I was saying, we're talking about things like youth empowerment. We're talking about things like knife crime. We talk about things. What can you do to solve this problem? You need to find the problem. See how you can solve it. Is there a problem? Can I solve it? Do I have the solution? Do I have the steps to solve this problem? How are we going to implement things that will stop? Because we all, when it comes to things like shouting or crying or talking or speaking about it, we're all there to say, oh, this must stop. This must stop. We need to stop this. Our youth cannot be dying. But what are we doing? What are we doing to solve this problem? I know we mostly, when it comes to things like that, we all look at the government, we all look at the police, but what are we as community, as individual, what are we doing? That's a avenue for business. Trust me, that's an avenue for business. You can open your own youth center. You can open your own gym for just youth. You can open a play center for just youth to come. A reading club where they can come. You know, this youth, they have money. You might think they don't have money. They do have money. You can do things, not expensive things. Think they can pay like £3, £2. Something they can just come and do, entertain them. Boxing club, gym, gymnastics things, different things you can do that they will like, things that can entertain them. So you need to know, find the gap, see how you can do it. A farmer need to evaluate yourself. Opportunities when there is a problem and you have the solution. Yes, that's exactly how you have to do it. You need to see, do you have the solution to it? What are the steps? Do I have the steps? Because you can think, oh, I know the solution, but how do I go about it? So you need to know the steps. You don't just, that's why sometimes people say, oh, I can do this, I can do this. But do you know the procedures? Do you know the steps? Do you know what exactly you need? Do you know the formulas? Do you know how can you get results? As I was saying earlier, you need to be successful at it. How can I get results? Write in a column, you need to write, how can I set up new age parenting group? Parenting, things like that. People need to see when it comes to, as I was saying about youth, when it comes to things that are the parents as well need to be educated about how can they bring up their children. So you can go into that kind of business. You can go into things. You might look at it, okay, there are fundings for things like that, especially when it comes to things like crime, when it comes to things like knife thing, youth empowerment. There are lots of things. There are lots of funding when it comes to things like that. Find out how can I get funding, but you need to search yourself. They said if you're not, the Bible says if your mind condemn you, you're not at peace with God. You need to search yourself. Does my mind condemn me? Can I do this? Is this me? Search yourself. If your mind condemns you that you cannot do it, that's why you're doing this kind of check or analysis on yourself. If your mind condemns you that you cannot do it, don't do it. Find help. Or if you reach certain stage and say, okay, I've written this down, I can do 1, 2, 3, but I can do 4 and 5, see where you can get advice. Or you can ask someone, I have this business idea. Can I go ahead with it? Let them say yes or no, but ask trustworthy people. When you're doing things like that, you have to enjoy it. Let me see how many. Good. I'm going to finish soon. You need to enjoy it. Things of interest. You see, we're coming back to what I said, the earlier statement. You need to do something you're going to enjoy. Because when things go wrong, when the tough become going, or when the going become tough, you need to know, should I carry on? Should I do this? Should I really do this? Should I really carry on? You need to enjoy it. You need to do things like, sometimes you see people do things like yoga because they enjoy it. They enjoy meditation and going like, oh. Yeah, you need to do things like that. Things that they're going to enjoy. I hope I'm going to see this message. Things that you're going to enjoy. People look like this and say, oh, sir. They do things like that. But some people enjoy it and you get paid for it. It comes back to the earlier thing. If it's your hobby, is it marketable? Traveling. There are lots of people who like to travel. There are lots of business which involve traveling. You can look at it and see, will I be traveling up and down? Do I need a car? What do I need? How do I do it? Can I read? Do I like reading? Is it going to be something that I have to read the whole book? Is it going to be something I have to read a whole journal? How am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? Do I need to read things? And you know the funny things these days, when it comes to reading, you might think, okay, I don't like reading, but you can do it they've got this audio teaching. So don't be scared, even if you don't like to read. Maybe you don't like to read. Even me, sometimes I look at things and I look at it. I just flick to it and I will know this is something I will read, this is something I will not read. So when it comes to business, is it things that you need to read? Do you like reading things? How much things can you read? I've got someone who can read a whole book within 3 days. When I'm talking about a book, I'm not talking about 2-3 pages book. I'm not talking about 24 pages book. A whole book, because they love reading. They love reading. Is it something you love? Is it of interest to you? Reading, is it of interest to you? Do I need, when it comes to things like restaurant, when it comes to things like food industry, there's lots of reading, because there are lots of things, and if you go above the thing, they have temperature, room temperature. Yeah, they have room temperature. Is the temperature right? You have to read. Do I need, they have red on the, when it comes to restaurant, they have red, they have red board, green board, yellow board. They have different color codes. Yeah, but you need to read it from somewhere. You need to read it from somewhere. Am I going to be able to read all the... Sometimes people look like, oh, I can just start frying fried fish and plantain and this. Even me, I like frying those things, When it comes to things like that, I like them. So, will I say because I like it, I can be a chef? No, I can't be a chef. I cannot. So you need to know what exactly, do I need to read it? Hello, ma, how are you? Madam Odebia, how are you? Welcome. Thank you very much for watching, noble people. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining. Today is more of a name problem, don't worry, Christmas they're taking me, my boss is taking me to Nigeria so that I'll go do just 1 week lectures on names calling. I'll talk to Madam Yetunde. She'll take me to Nigeria for 1 week. Mr. Noble, they'll take me 1 week to Nigeria just to learn names. Don't worry about that. We'll get there. So, is it something do you need to be writing? Like, let's say, in those days, nowadays, accounting is like on computers. In those days, accounting is more of writing and drawing lines and drawing, putting tabular forms, putting things. And when you want to learn things like accounting, you need to do things, even now, you need to do things like statistics. There are a lot of things you need to do. Do I like those things? Madam Sui, welcome. Thank you very much for joining, Sui. Do I like those things? Do I like reading? Do I like writing? Is it something that involves music? I'll come to, let's say myself, if I open a club, a nightclub, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't take drugs. How will I tell, and then people will come in, they want to drink, they want to smoke. When it comes to smoking, I was just saying when I came in, I had cold. When it comes to like things like smoking, if I pass around people that smokes, if I stay there a lot, I hang around them, I get cold. I can be sneezing and coughing, and then I can get chest infection. For me, I will not be able to open things like nightclub, because that's the kind of atmosphere. Even though these days in London you don't smoke inside the house and things like that, but if the person go out, smoke, come back in, I'm going to inhale it. So that's not something you need. So you need to know what are your interests. How do you get onto this? What can you do? That would be better for you, mother. Okay, ma. Yes, I'll go to Nigeria. No worry. I'll go. They'll take me. I'll start campaign from tonight. Don't worry. So you need to know, how do you do this? What are you? How can you? If you have a weakness, how do you improve it? Because you've analyzed your ability. Your ability is part of your strength. How do I improve it? That's when TOES metrics comes in. When you use your threats and your opportunities, your strength, you use your strength and your opportunity, you join them, you see how you can work with them in tools. It's weakness and threat, opportunities and strength, things like that. How can I work with it? How can you make your threat? Things can be a threat, but you can, if you have a threat in the business idea, how can I use my strength to combat it? So you need to know how you're going to do this kind of things. So you need to know, what's the lack in the market? Do I know how to do marketing? Where should I go? You come to places like Noble, people who will be able to do that. If you don't know marketing, we will show you how to market. We have a quarterly magazine, which we do. If you want to advertise, you can contact us on Noble People. The number is on the screen. And the producer is going to put the details on the screen, how you can contact Noble People Television. If you want to do red carpet, if you have an event, you want to do red carpet, you're looking for a videographer, contact Noble People Television, and we'll be able to organize a program or to work with you. If you want to partner with Noble People Television, you contact them, and the number is going to be on the screen. My producer is going to put the number on the screen before we go. So you need to know, maybe you need an accountant. If you need an accountant, if you lack bookkeeping and accounting knowledge, yeah? If you like bookkeeping and accounting knowledge, find out how you can do. If you need an accountant, contact me. I'll be able to do that for you. You want to do bookkeeping, maybe you want admin role for like business consultancy, contact me. I'll be able to do that for you. If you're not up to date with things like childcare registration, there are legislation that comes up. You need to update yourself every day with new rules, new regulations, whatever that is coming up. Update yourself. Make sure you're up to date, because those are the things, when it comes to things like childcare business, those are the things that you say, oh, they closed my nursery, they closed my daycare because of that. You need to have a plan of action. You need to have a plan of action. What do I do first? What do I do in the morning? What do I do at night? What do I do during the day? You need to have a plan of action of how you're going to work with yourself, because it's about yourself. If it's about yourself, you need to know how you can work with yourself. But you need to know the cost. When it comes to business, how much is it going to cost me? Is it something I can afford? Do I have a time scale? When it comes to business, I know every time, as a Christian, you say work with faith. I believe in working with faith. I do that most of the time. And people wonder, how do you, but it will definitely get done. You know why? Anything that is, if a vision is given to you by God, yeah, you will be able to complete it. No matter how you struggle to get it done, you'll get it done. You need to know, what's the cost, what's the time, do I have the time to do that? Let's say me as a businesswoman, I have a child. Can I run a midnight business? A business that I can run, which is like between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. No, I can't run business like that, because I have a child to go to. So, and there's no, hello Valerie, how are you? Thank you very much for watching. Good evening. How are you doing? You say you're enjoying the program. Yes, thank you very much for watching Noble People Television. That was my guest last week. She was a great, she was great, and I really enjoyed interviewing her. It was really, really lovely to get her because of her skills and expertise that she has. So that's what we like. But you need to know, how much will this cost me? What's the time? You need to put everything together. You do plan of action. You need to know your abilities, your ace, right? Your ability, your skills, and your quality. What quality do I have? What ability, what qualification and experience? I'm rounding up. You need to make your idea be a creative idea. You need to be creative. When it comes to business, you need to make things. When you say, oh, I can do this, because most times you look at things and you see everyone is doing the same thing. How can I make mine different? How can I create something to make it entertaining to my prospect customers, that they can look at things and know that, yes, I want to do business with you. Yes, I want to work with you. I sent a message to someone earlier. I've never met the person. I looked at the detail, I looked at what the person do, and I was like, oh yeah, we can market for the person. And you know what I did? I sent the person, but the way you will say it, I make it in a way that it's going to, you need to make the person be attracted to what you're saying. You need to. And make it, let it be professional. Let it don't look like you're flirting with the person. Enjoy it. Do something that you enjoy. Do something that is of interest to you. If you have weakness in what you find out that you like or things, everyone have a weakness. There's no one that is strong in everything. I know they say if you're good at everything, you can be good to everyone, but everyone cannot be good to you. So if everyone is happy with what you do, that means you're compromising with a lot of things. But you need to be able to know, how can I do? Is it, as long as it does not involve you, what will I say? As long as it doesn't affect your integrity. Even if you are going to do things that let it don't affect your integrity. How can I improve it? What can I do with the trade? Plan of action. Get your plan of action and get it right. Your cost and your time scale, make sure you get it and get it right. Be able to get things like that right. Sort yourself out and you'll be able to go do business and win. Because when you're doing business, it has to be successful. It has to be great. You will not see the success in 1 year, but you know, you can see, you can read that this is going to be good. So contact us, Noble People. We'll show you how to market your business. We will show you how to market your business, how to plan your marketing, what do you need to do. Business proposal. Contact me if you want to do business proposal. If you want to do accounting, contact me. There are lots of things we can do here on Noble People Television. It's a great thing and we'll be able to work with you and guide you through. Because sometimes people don't need advice, they just need guidance. Even if you just want people to be smiling to you. You see, Kike said she can talk. If you want someone to talk, you can talk. If you want someone to pray, anything you want, just contact us and we'll be able to work with you. Thank you very much once again for joining Noble People Television. My name is Bani Abu. This is Noble Television and the program is Business Surgery. Thank you, and until we meet next time, goodbye and have a great and blessed evening. Thank you very much.